I'm Mark Noble, and this is the Academy of Football podcast with Kevin Slade and Darren Blewitt.
Yo, this is the Academy of Football in claret and blue. Absolutely massive, they just ain't got a clue. But just watch how we move, it's SD and CC. Put your hammers in the air for the team. World class pod, we got it here, come and see. Might see your favourite ex-player on the screen. Iron sharpens iron, Kevin Blewitt on the scene. Yeah, stepping in clean. Irons.
When I signed for West Ham, I was a 10, yeah? I had headed paper of Chelsea, West Ham, Arsenal, QPR, Millwall.
All these clubs wanted you.
Obviously, when West Ham come in, I'm like, fucking hell. And then that year, my dad went in prison. I've done these podcasts and things like this before, and I've said I've done this, done that, ever. They don't know what I've actually done or what I actually went and done and things I actually done. It's fucking wild. Because I was earning money outside of football with older lads and doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing, I earned more then than I did when I got professional West Ham at 14. So I'm fucking putting two worlds together which should be nowhere near each other.
So you were doing drug runs.
I've done a few, but not
whilst
loads.
you were signed to the club.
I tried to be the best footballer I could until I couldn't. I tried to be the best drinker I couldn't. I was always trying to stay out the longest or do the maddest shit. But when I was 18, the drug people come in. I've been out the weekend, drinking, using, getting on it. They come in on the Monday. I've done the test and I passed.
You done the drug test
on the Monday,
at the club?
And I'm shitting myself.
At the club?
At the club, because they come in and you can't leave them. As soon as they're in, they go blah, 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 blah. So they might say me.
And you passed the test?
I passed the test, yeah.
Did you forget you was a player?
Oh, loads of times, mate.
Because Noble has said that quite a few times. He forgot that he was a player.
Yeah, but he didn't forget that I forgot. On Noble's test, man, I parked the car and walked around. It's fucking like, and as you walk.
Did you go together, Noble said?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But then we walked to the fucking thing. What happened?
I think Rush, say your name's not down or something.
Because I walked, Darren Blewitt, and he went, like, he wasn't having it. So he wouldn't let me in. I was like, fucking hell. So I rang Mark. He didn't answer first of all. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then I rang him again, he answered. I said, get here now, because they're not even letting me in. And he pissed himself laughing.
So he done it, but he stitched you up. Last testimonial there, last captain to play there. That's a real piece of history.
It was good, it was bad, and then I'm content with it now. So that it's gone like all sorts of ways.
Well, I'll tell you what then, let's go into that now. That's where the downward spiral started, wasn't it?
I think it started before that, but I think this
when
was...
you really went into it, when you was really in trouble.
Well, this
was after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a moment I thought was going to be brilliant, and it was temporary, yeah? So I was like, I'm going to go here, Mark's like, whatever, me and Mark might not speak for 10 years, we do, but if I speak to him, it's like we fucking speak to each other every day, yeah? He calls me all sorts, I call him all sorts, we mess around, we have a laugh, that's it. So because it was him as well, yeah? It was his day, so I actually thought it was really special because it was him. I was proud of him. I was getting to play at Upton Park, something that I wanted to do in the first team, but just didn't quite do for fucking reasons we've spoke about the shin pads and all that. We might talk about it in a bit, but that happened. And then that happened, and it was like 36. It was packed, 36,000. It was actually 35,000, but 30, packed. It was on BT Sport. For me, this was like, I'm going to finally fucking draw a line under this and go, what? I've done it. I played in front of 35, it was 36,000, wasn't it, per classic, but I think they had 35 there, at Upton Park, and they were going to be singing. That was my dream as a kid.
And it was all West Ham in there that day.
All West Ham. It was really good environment. It was really good. It was a bit family oriented every now and then, but you get the songs going.
Mate, it was a sick day.
It was a good day. I mean, I just about got a couple of claps when I come on. It was like, yeah, they're calling that man in the crowd. That was not, go on, Marlon. Go on, Dad.
Do you know what the funny thing is? When he came on, right, so, as I said, we've known each other for a long time, Darren and myself, and but we met through a mutual friend, shout out Brad, by the way, Brad and Holly. And we know each other, as I said, through a mutual friend, mainly at parties. So whenever we saw each other, we was always out of our nuts all the time. And when I see him come on the pitch, I thought, fucking hell, where do I fucking know him from? Couldn't put two and two together, and it was only afterwards I was like, oh my God, that's fucking Brad's mate. That's Brad's mate, but we was always out of our nuts, weren't we?
Yeah, always. In the garden.
Yeah, always.
And that's what it was like. It was that, and then I was, for me, the whole day. So like, I got asked to do a couple of interviews. Mate, I didn't go to West Ham for years, like, because it was my life for years, since a kid. So the first game I watched was '94, so I was 9. But I've been going there. I sneaked in a couple of times in the corner between the Bobby Moore and the East, where you could climb up with my mates when I was like 6 or 7. But when I was like 9, I think I went to Blackburn at home, first ever game. Actually, only watched the first half. I went to the Working Men's Club instead. We'll get pissed in there. So I remember that, but I didn't go back when I got released for and I don't think I released at 22, yeah? So I didn't go back for 8 years because I didn't really, I watched it, of course I watched results and match of the day and all that, but I weren't invested proper. I weren't going away, I weren't going to this. I done it a little bit and I fucked it up because I was hurt by it, yeah?
Do you think it was due to anger? Or was you actually was you genuinely emotionally hurt?
Both.
That it's your boyhood club, they've got rid of me, without, and the way how it happened as well.
Both.
Both,
because
and
the
you're
first,
angry.
when I got, my whole thing was anger, yeah? So my first go-to emotion was, fuck this up. Like, this can't happen to me, blah, blah, all this shit, yeah? So when I got released, even though that year, we must talk about here, I was on Pardew a lot. Like, me and him were going at it a lot. I was fucking sessions up. I was like
in
20.
Training?
Yeah, because obviously I was supposed to make my debut. I was 18, a Southend in the cup. I was warming up, got told to warm up, I'm going to come on. Noble made his debut that day. Yeah. Teddy made his debut that game. Both come off the bench. I was told to warm up, going to come on. Moses Cody was on the bench that day. And I come back, jogging towards him. I had all my kit on. He said, he said, where's your shin pads? And I said, they're just there. He went, you ain't got your shin pads ready? I said, no. He said, I'll sit the fuck down. And then I'll just go, what? And I just thought it was a joke or whatever. I sat down and then the fucking did bring me on. So as it was going on, I thought he's going to bring me on. Like, I'm looking around because everyone can see me warming up thinking, I'm coming on. Like, I'm certain to people because there's about 22,000, you can sort of see people, can't you? So I'm doing that. And then when the game's going on, I'm thinking, how long's left? And the final whistle went. I was like, cheeky fucker, yeah? So as he went around, because it was free and it was easy game, like cup, he just walked around the thing. I fucking chased him down there, yeah? I've chased him.
Down the tunnel?
And I said, oi, dickhead, yeah? I'm 18, yeah? I go, oi, fucking, and he didn't think I was talking to him. I said, no, I'm talking to you. I said, I thought I was fucking coming on. He's like, what? He said that. He's like walking towards me, yeah? So I was like, what the fuck? So I'm going like this, and Pete...
Is this in the tunnel?
It's in the tunnel.
Because the tunnel, you go down...
You go down, and then it goes in, and then the change on the left.
You've got like the little... Yeah, and then change on, and then you go up again.
You go up again, that's right.
And it was before, in the middle of the stairs.
I said, I'm running down, and I said, I'm going to fucking smack him, yeah? And Pete Williams and Eddie Gilbert, who was the kit man, yeah, were just chasing me, going like, Pete's like fucking shuffling along. I'm going, no, fuck this, yeah? I said, who's taking a piss? Again, thinking, who you mug? Like, my whole thing was, you're mugging me off here. Like, what are you doing? And I didn't know how to... The way I'm talking now, by the way, everyone, like, this ain't how we talk. Like, this is how I talk then. So when I'm talking like this, I might still have elements of that.
That was the old.
But I ain't I'm all arms anyway. But I'm not all like, we're all that shit. I'm just trying to explain how I was then, and I still have elements of it. But that is my mindset then. So I have to talk like that to be.
He was angry.
Yeah,
you're a very angry young man. Yeah.
Pissed off. So I'm chasing him. And he didn't know I'm chasing him, but I've turned around. So as he turned around, I took my fucking boots off and I've launched my boots at him. And I'm trying to, I don't know what I was doing. I lost the plot. I was trying to take my clothes. I was just fucking lost it. I was like, fucking, and everyone's going, what the fuck? And then I ended up, my first ever game, I was in the squad a lot, but I've never been on the bench and basically nearly coming on. I've been on once, on the bench. And I've got like one sock on, yeah? I've got my shorts here, my collar's over here, and it's my first ever time, and I'm in the fucking reception area. They took me away from the changing room. So I'm nowhere near it then for a little bit to calm down.
Isolated you.
Yeah, but like, there's people walking around and I'm like, you don't know what I just done. Like, but I was like, and then that's basically how it started.
That was a spiral, wasn't it? We've spoken about it a few times.
But the thing is, every time I talk about it, I had to make peace with that eventually, and it hurt, yeah. But every time I talk about it, I get angry because I'll still say this to this day, that should have been dealt with a lot differently. A lot different. Like, I believe so. And then the after effects after that. So that continued. So after that, I actually went on loan to Southend. So it was actually weren't a bad thing because I got out of the club and we got promoted from League 2 to League 1 at Millennium Stadium. So it was a good time. And then I went to Hereford the year after, got promoted from the Conference to League 2. So these are good things to be around, yeah. I actually missed that one because I come home because maybe it was a bit all over the place. But it was all like, I got away. And when I come back finally, that last year was my third year, he fucked me off completely. So I was training with the first team at 15. I was then training with under 18s at 21. So it's gone out.
You're not like knocking his door on nothing.
So people don't understand. I would literally go in there and say, what the fuck's going on? Yeah? And he'd go, who the fuck are you talking to? Yeah? And he said, I told you you're training with the kids, now fuck off. And I say,
it's peachy like that.
I told you no. You go, you're training with the kids, what do you want?
But how was you approaching him though, from like when you came up from Hereford? When you first come up from Hereford, yeah?
When I come from Hereford, I played men's football then.
Yeah, exactly.
Proper. So I thought, even though it was conference, we was a League 2 team really, yeah? And I'd played regular. I would have played more, but I've come back.
You went home, yeah.
Yeah, but
Why did you come home? Because you was enjoying it down there.
I loved it there. It was the best time I've had in football ever. But I got to Christmas. It was like this is where probably the mental side comes in there. So it comes to Christmas. Fez, who my flat, shout out Fez, lunatic Geordie boy, yeah. They put me and him in a house together, and it was fucking carnage. By the way, they put us in. They give us accommodation together. So I went down in digs. He's from Newcastle. I'm from East London, and we just connected. I think I come home because he went back to Newcastle. My mate Dean Beckwith went back to Gillingham, and I was there on my own at Christmas. Never been on my own at Christmas. Always one thing, not them now, but my family, my parents and stuff like that would always have Christmas together, and I loved that. I loved that time. It changed as we got older, but when that happened, I loved it. So when they went back, I was on my own. I felt well bad.
They didn't come down for Christmas.
It wasn't even like the phones now. Yeah, I had like a fucking Motorola. It was some
LG.
Yes, LG. Yeah, and they were I was sending video messages, or I think it was video messages, but it was right crackly, and they were saying, "Oh, we'll see you soon," and they thought they were doing something nice. I was getting pissed off of it, and then that night, I got pissed on my own, and in the morning. We had training Christmas morning and we played Boxing Day. I was drinking Buck Sizz before training, yeah? Probably still half cut. And then I drank the rest of the day and I played on Boxing Day and I faked an injury. The first time I've ever done that, first and last time I've ever done that. I think we played Canvey Island at home and I pretended I got injured because I was fucked.
Canvey was in a conference themselves?
Yeah, Canvey.
They went on a cup run. Did they go on a cup?
Gravesend before FC. Yeah. Charlie McDonald was out front for them.
Oh, he's a player, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
Was it at Brentford?
Yeah.
Brentford, isn't it?
So he knows his players.
He was a player.
That's why you're here, mate.
He was tidy, man. He was tidy, man. Charlie McDonald.
He used to get his foot there.
So, you got drunk on your own?
Yes.
Right. Do you think that was your addictive personality coming out back then? Because you're a lot younger. Obviously, you realised, we go on to that in a second, obviously after the Noble testimony, but is that when you realise, maybe I've got a bit of a problem here? No. Just a mask.
Didn't even hit my mind. It didn't hit my mind, Kev.
Just a mask.
Yeah, it was a mask.
Before you continue, I would say after Noble's testimony, that's when I realised that there was an issue.
Yeah.
Because...
Did you, yeah?
Let's go on to that now.
Yeah,
it's just the way, like, all you cared about after that, like, was Jess born then?
Yeah, no. Jem was 2 weeks later. Jess was. I remember. Gemma was massive.
After Noble's pregnant.
2 weeks after. Yeah.
So he's got his pregnant missus up in the stands. I think John was there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking naturally we're gonna wait for them in the car park and just go and have a bit of dinner or something. This wanker's dragging me round the fucking
pubs.
Going pubs. He's ringing people.
Yeah, calling it on,
and I'm like. I would even if he just stayed there for a drink and like wait. I'm thinking he's gonna wait for his family.
For those that don't understand, so sorry to be condescending. When you use the term calling it on,
I was calling on about drugs or cocaine. I would say, like get 2 for 1 or whatever.
And at the time, I didn't realise. Well, I didn't know that there was a problem.
Yeah.
We had been out. We had gone, and I've got pals that do it recreation. I just thought it was recreational at the time. But at that point, when I thought your missus is about to drop. Like she's up in the stands with your best mate. Was Lawsy there?
I
remember sitting with John. I was with John.
You saying that, it's funny because I didn't know you thought that. And that happened loads after as well. Like everyone was, and my whole thing would be, oh fuck off, you're out on the piss as well. Or you're doing that. It's all deflection, isn't it? It's all like, take the deflection away from you, fuck you, or whatever. And you
projected
that got worse, mate. It got like, the madness, I was talking mad, yeah? I was saying stuff that, just making stories up in my head. Anything, just get away from me and then I'll be all right.
You're projecting your addiction onto other people.
All day long.
In denial.
But he was right. Yeah. He's right, my missus, Jem dropped 2 weeks later, yeah? 2 weeks later, I think it was. And when's that? 28th, so 29th of April, so a month later, 4 weeks later, yeah? So there's no time, yeah? She could have dropped then. She could have, potentially. And I literally went there after come on and I went to the bowling, went to Central. Yeah. And the thing about that was, because I just wanted to drink, yeah? But I didn't, again, it was just, that's what you do, right? You go there, you go and get pissed. You go there, you go and do that. The women do that, the blokes go out on the piss. And
I got it. I understood why I wanted to drink. I got it because it's a buzz.
It's a big day for him.
It's a buzz.
Very big day for you, isn't it?
But then it was just after that where obviously what I'm saying,
of course.
All Dale cared about was just like, right, what's next?
The carnage.
And I'm like, thinking to myself, like, are we not going back to meet the family? Like, so that's what I'm thinking.
I fucked him off. I didn't go back. Yeah. Actually, went out the front door. I went, right, I'm going down the pub. Yeah. I'll see you later, yeah? And I went. Laters. And then from then, the funny thing about that was like, and I got the right arse, because from there, my mates, some of them were supposed to meet me and they didn't meet me. So I got what I needed to get off my pal, whoever it was. And then I was in the pub, me and you, and that was it. And I was like, we'll get back. I was in Billericay at the time, innit? Then how the fuck we get back there? Because I got the car, innit? So
you worried about it when it was time to worry about it.
Yes. Yeah. And I was just like, what am I going to do now? Like, and then I was pissed off that no one come with me and all. They were there. They had a couple of beers and went home. Like, people had work the next day as well. Like, I was like, what are you fucking talking about? So I was getting that. And then the next day, I had to go back to work. And for about 2 weeks, I was loving it because I was getting loads of attention. I was Twitter famous. From there, for like Twitter. It's embarrassing, isn't it? So like, the penalty was going up. We haven't even fucking spoke about a penalty. How would I spoke about that?
Adrian was giving
Adrian was never the same. He got dashed out.
He was giving you some on Twitter, wasn't he?
He was on fire that season.
He was giving it. He was flying that season. And he was. And he even, if you look at the penalty, he even points his arm where it's going to go. Fucking, what's the point in diving, mate? Forget it. Top corner. He gives it that one, then he gives it that arm. Yeah, go on then, put your arm there, mate. No,
did you feel like that little boy again, like the Julian Dix, like you idolise Dixie, didn't you?
The Man United penalty, the Tottenham penalty, like everyone knows about it. He just runs and smashes it. I mean, he hit it harder than me, but he just put his foot for it. But it was that, and then as soon as the game, so I played half an hour, which I thought I wouldn't play, and then I was just about fucking could breathe to the end. And
then give you the stepovers. Was that Zaman?
No, that was
one of the young boys, wasn't it?
Who was that? What was his name? I can't remember the fella's name. He played. He didn't. I don't think he played first team in the end. No. I remember his name, but he did.
Samuelson. Martin Samuelson.
No.
Was it not him?
No.
He liked to step over.
Yeah, he did like to step over actually. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
I can't remember the fella's name.
Boys put you on your arse,
put me on my arse, mate. And luckily he skied it.
I don't think I remember that.
Oh, it was naughty. Oh, if you didn't remember, it didn't happen. but then, I went there and it was just like. That happened, and then it went to penalties. As soon as I said penalties, I was like, me, because I knew this was it. Like, this is the moment I need to take. And I didn't even think about if I miss, because I've never ever thought about that up until quite recent. What happens if I miss? I never even thought about that. I just thought I have to take one. Like, imagine like you're a West Ham fan, and you was half decent, didn't quite make it. And
Bobby Moore packed out.
Bobby Moore end, fucking thing, and you got a penalty to a penalty, mate. If you don't take it, you're mad. And the best thing about that was, I think it was Di Canio who took it before me and missed and then give it to me. So I thought, fucking Paolo Di Canio was giving me the ball. And then I think Antonio was after me. It was either that or the other way around. Yeah. I think it was might have been the other way around. But
Antonio went there, I don't think.
No, he was there.
Antonio did play.
Did he play?
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Did he play, yeah?
I think he did.
I
think he took a penalty after me, I think he did.
Because he'd just broken into the team. I say just broken into the team. He got his chance. It was round about that sort of time. And I do remember him
he played right back for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, he played right wing back,
and then that happened, and then I'm walking up, and I'm just like, I wasn't even nervous. And then I got there, and as I put the ball down, that's when I took you can see it on the thing, I physically then go, fuck. Yeah, I'll take a big breath and look up, and then it's packed, because then the whistle goes, and then you stop, and I can remember, it's like, and I put it, and I went, right. And I was talking to myself going, you're a fat bastard now, yeah? But you can still strike a ball, geez. Put it in that corner. And I just literally, I was talking to myself going to it, right, good. And I said, and I'll give it the old, I used to do that, so go like that. It's so stupid, I just think it fool people. I just go like that. But then I know I'm going to put it there. And so I went up, and then Adrian got out, and then he puts his arm out there, goes, fuck, he's going to save it. And I went, zing, top corner, forget about it, don't worry about diving, mate. And it was a feeling, mate. And then I just given it some, you see the celebration. I wanted to jump into the crowd.
The fan came out in you.
Proper, I wanted to go, it was like, even when I went back to the centre circle and it carried on, I was like, fucking hell, like, that was brilliant. And it was just like, people take the piss sometimes, only joking around and stuff, but genuinely, if you're a fan, if I was just a fan and you got to do it, you'd be buzzing. You talk about the rest of your life, and that's what I'm doing. But no, it was just that fucking good.
Just an extreme high.
Yeah.
So obviously with extreme highs, comes extreme lows.
Yes. But that's the thing. I thought that wasn't no low. That was the high that I needed.
The pinnacle.
To say, right, forget about West Ham. Forget all the bollocks that happened. Forget about they got rid of you when they shouldn't have, because the way they got rid of me was quite bad. They just give me a phone call.
That was your closure.
Yeah, that was for me closure. Done. Right, I could move on now. Fucking hell. I wish it was, because 2 weeks up, for 2 weeks I was Twitter famous, and after that I was a prick. And I just could not get out of it, mate, because it got worse and worse and worse. And then my daughter was born, and I had a breathing space because I was just thinking about her and the missus for a week. And then after a week or two, what do we do then? Fucking wet the baby's head, don't we? So we're getting right on one. And then it was mad. And it was mad. It's because you come to that as well, wasn't it?
It was relentless. What was the christening? Was in the summer, wasn't it?
It would have been May time.
Yeah, I remember the christening. And,
the christening, yeah.
I think that was like probably one of the first times I think I met, like, we were proper schoolmates.
Yeah.
Because we'd gone out before, innit? We went to Manchester.
Yeah.
Was that to wet the baby's head? We went to Manchester.
No, that was Ryan up there, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we went to go and see Ryan.
So when did you realise then that he had a problem? I know you said after the testimonial when you went out to.
Well, testimonial.
Whenever we went out,
no, before that. So basically, before that, we was in Manchester, and we had cracked on. I think we did. I don't know if we had.
And this is when you realised that he could potentially have a problem.
Yeah, we was in Duke's, and obviously his pals knew him obviously better than what I did, and so we had it all day or whatever. We've gone out, gone to a couple of clubs. I think we went to the Printworks in Manchester,
nice.
walk about.
Great place.
And then, oh mate,
great place.
Don't even get me started in Manchester, man.
I'll be that's another podcast on his own.
But then we went into a club down the Northern Quarter, I think, and then he's asked everyone what they want. What's everyone drinking? And he's gone to the bar, yeah, and like 10 minutes has gone, 20 minutes has gone, and I've said to his mates, like, where's Darren gone? Is he all right? They already knew that he had gone back to the hotel room on his own. He had gone back to the
mad one.
Yeah, because you get to that stage. I don't know if you have or haven't done Class A drugs before. What you do become at points is paranoid, and you want to be on your own, and then you don't want to be on your own, and then you want to be back on your own, and the thought of being around anyone is horrendous.
No, but bear in mind,
so I just ducked out.
But bear in mind, he's invited me out with his pals.
He don't know them.
I don't know these boys. He's asked everyone, what's everyone drinking? Actually, to be fair, I'd invited one of my mates out from Manchester. He had come out as well, but he was just doing his thing.
Piss take, mate.
Yeah. He's asked, he's saying he's going to go and get around. 10, 20 minutes is gone.
Vanished.
I'm like, he can't have. I'm gone outside. I'm walking up and down, fucking like.
And do you know what the thing with that is for me? Like, obviously, what your side of it's that. My side of it is it was relief. I got in that room, I shut the door, and I was like, and it was like. Right, no one's near me now. I could do what I want, and all I was doing was just racking up on my own, just getting on it on my own.
But his pals knew
for like an hour, and then I wanted to get out, but then I couldn't. It was just a mess, mate. And I probably knew, but it carried on. So your mind's not stable enough, or your thought process is not right to think about that. I didn't think about it, to be fair. But you're seeing that, and that got worse. Like that was not that for me. What he's saying there isn't even a thing because so much has happened. That's not even a thing.
He left me, so he's left me, and then I think the next day, I think was getting a cab to the station, right? And like, his missus is ringing him and asking what time, because I think all the boys had already left.
Yeah.
And I can't remember where I was staying, but I rang him, like, bruv, where are you, man? And like he's just sitting in some pub. What was it? Some song come on, and I'm in the pub listening to like Maloko or something.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
Right.
Did the penny drop for you at that point though? Not at all.
No, he was just.
You didn't know you had an addiction at that point.
But even then, remember the pocket call.
Yeah, no. So I've given him. He's had to ring his missus and that. So I've given him his battery. He's died. So I had a little Nokia. So I've given him a Nokia, and he's rang his missus and was like, yeah, we're on the way to the station now. Whatever. Whereas a Nokia, he's just giving it back to me without pressing the button because we're so used to the iPhones and all that. But by this point, the phone's on. It's in my pocket. And I said, bruv, like, is everything all right at home? And he goes, yeah, but like the missus is saying she's like made a paella for me. When I'm not home yet, like, and she's made a paella.
Listen. The impression was decent. Oh, get over there. Where are you standing all night out? I made a paella for you. I was like, fuck your paella.
Yeah, and he's gone, fuck the paella. But she's on the phone. Like that, so then like, so I've looked at the phone. I was like, "Shit, down!" Like the phone's still on.
And you could hear her screaming.
Yeah, so I've hung up, and then she's ramped, and then it was just from there. It was bad. I knew from then it was bad. And then obviously the christening happened, and that we obviously christened Jess. Nice day.
Yeah,
like, it was a nice day, man. Like and
really nice. Billy Ricky when it stopped. It was a stop. Yeah.
His brother was there, and like we had a really nice day, and then. Afterwards, like again, same thing with the testimonial. I'm looking at Dal thinking like your mum's here, like everyone, you're not going back with the family, sort of. He's calling it on, and I'm like, we've gone to that bar by Billy Ricky Station. Obviously, got a couple of bottles in and that to celebrate the thing, and I'm thinking like where does this end? Like before you know it, I think you and
this is on your baby's christening.
Baby's christening.
Everyone's got just like a month old maybe.
Yeah. And like everyone's kind of like, so like, Dad, we're going, and then like I kind of see everyone kind of filtering out. I brought my friend with me at the time as well, and then eventually me and her had to leave. Next thing, like I'm trying to get through to Darren, can't get through to him. I think you were staying at
Dewback. That was like 5 days as well because
went missing
because that's what I'm saying. So that's quite. I knew that was coming. That's quite even for me now. I was laughing, but when I'm laughing, because people have to understand they have to understand, but they have to realise that I do meetings and stuff on a daily basis, or weekly basis, and I speak to people like-minded people like me, So when we talk about this stuff, it has to be humorous regards to we can't take ourselves seriously, but we take programs seriously, So if I say something when I'm laughing and they think, he fucking finds it funny. I don't find it funny, but I've had to understand that and I had to understand myself and go through a process to know that that isn't me, and I've done that at the time because that's all I knew to do. And people don't still understand that. That's fine.
That's all you know how to deal with your trauma without knowing that you was
because that
using
was
that as a mask.
I can't drink, like normal people. I can't use like normal people because people can use drugs and be fine. I've got no problem with them people. Yeah, they might think it's not affecting their life. Their life ain't become unmanageable. Yeah, for me, life can become fucked. Like that's not even a drop in the ocean. What happened there? For what carried on there, because that continued. I ended up doing that quite more regularly. Probably I'd gone from drinking once a week in my teenage years to late teens, so drinking twice a week. Through the 20s, probably 3 times a week. By the time I was 30s, by the time I got to 34, I was drinking every single day and using every single day. Without that, there's no like thinking. And with that comes debt. You become selfish. You become a liar. You become you wreck everything. Because it's all about you, without you know. Like I love my daughter and my missus. I love them all, But I would have chose that over them every day of the week because that's who I couldn't. I could not help it. Like I was spending money I didn't have. I was getting payday loans out, fucking thousands, So you get one out for like 500 quid, and you have to pay back about $4,000 because you just want that. Because I spent my wages.
This was during COVID as well.
So that was during that nonsense, That the only thing that was open was
people were desperate.
Yeah, and it was furlough, people getting paid, and I wasn't getting paid to work, but I was in construction at the time, so it was only sector that was running still,
Yeah, self-employed.
So I was driving the van at the time. So we're getting past my 30s here, by the way, and obviously from the christening to there, it's about 3 years, mate. It was getting progressively worse. So we'd go out, I'd disappear, I'd come back, we'd go out, I'm quite loud anyway, like I'm quite armsy and stuff like that, but it was just getting mad, and then I'd just disappear for ages, and then where's he gone? And then I'm in a pub with someone I don't know, and then I'm getting down the pub. So we say, right, we're meeting at 3 o'clock.
Remember Brentwood?
Yeah. So
I've invited him out, and I'm like, I was
Ricking it.
Yeah, my mate Ricky's invited me to a private party in Brentwood at dusk, and I've said to Dale, like, come meet us, have a few drinks and that, because Ricky's big West Ham as well, and. It's funny because we were trying to plan something, the three of us at the time,
That's what we were talking about, Kev. Like we were thinking about doing that.
Yeah. So he's come, but he was just a nightmare. Like that's when I think that was like the peak.
I was probably about 33 by then.
But again, what he's saying, meeting random people, we was in the Merchant, or whatever it's called, down Brentwood High Street. I've gone out, and he's met some geezer from the pub next door. Don't know him from nowhere, do you?
No. Because what happens
disappeared, bro. Again,
what I was doing was. If we say, right, I'm going to meet at 3 o'clock.
Lawsy was there as well.
Yeah. If we say, right, we'll meet at 3 o'clock, I would get to the pub at 11, 12 o'clock, settle myself on my own.
Yeah, meet a new friend.
I'd make sure the night before I'm sorted, so I'm holding. Yeah, I've got stuff on me. So I ain't got to get it on the day, no rushing around. I'm chilled. Yeah, I've got my thing. I've done a bit on the way to the pub. This is 11 o'clock in the morning. I've got my drink. So everything was like in my head structured, but it was a mess. So I'd get there, do that. I then just sit. So if I'm sitting there for a couple of hours watching a football, Gillette Soccer Special, whatever, I'm sitting there. I'm enjoying it because I'm calm doing that, and I'm like, hey. And by the time these turn up, I'm in a great mood because I've had 4 or 5 beers. Yeah, I've had fucking loads of dicky, loads of stuff, and I'm in a good level. Yeah, I'm on a good level. Yeah, but what happens is they're just starting drinking, so I'm drinking 2s. I was drinking bottled Desperados for fun. That's what should be sponsoring our fucking podcast, mate.
Desperado.
Because I was the king of Despers, just hitting them. So they get a beer, I'm like 2. As I'm ordering, I'm drinking one at a bar, taking 2 with me. I'm getting a shot at a bar, I'm taking 2 with me. And I don't know if anyone has issues with drugs or drink or whatever. When you use drugs, you can drink more. So that was my other thing, that eventually I end up being indoors on my own, everyone left me because they're fucking enough of me, that I'd put a 24 pack of beers with thingy, because I knew I'd drink that in the day. Or get near it, 20 maybe, cans, or whatever it is, because I could do it because I got this amount. And I'd gone from ordering like small amounts, what people would say small amounts, to fucking bags of it. Like I don't want to go into the terminologies like quarters and Henrys and stuff like that. I was getting it for fun. I was what it does, you become outwardly. So even though I was showing elements of like disappearing, I'd gone from literally being out to being on.
Isolating yourself.
Wouldn't even go at me. Wouldn't even leave the gaff because I could not stand being around anyone. I'd rather be on my own, fucking walking around the room with my boxer shorts on, shadow boxing, thinking I'm Muhammad Ali, yeah. But just doing stuff and then just doing just this mad.
But there were times where like you'd ring me.
Yeah, because
and say no, but he'd ask me to come around and like have a drink.
Yeah, because I want that company, but then fuck off.
But then it got to the point where I wasn't coming.
Yeah, no.
Because it was like you'd say. Come, oh yeah, like you can, because obviously like
money as well.
I've got to get into London for work, and that like he's going wherever he was. Like, you know, oh yeah, I've got the van here. Like I'll drop you to the station in the morning. You can go work like wherever. And then after a point, I thought this ain't a social. Like this is more than a social.
Yeah,
like, this is. Yeah.
It's really interesting hearing it from your side because, as I keep saying, although we all know each other, I wasn't around when he was going through this. I was around, but I wasn't around. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you two are close friends.
Yeah, and the other thing comes.
And it's interesting hearing a perspective.
I haven't heard it. We haven't really spoke about it. A little bit. This is a free therapy session for me, so I'm happy days. But what it is, it's that because I talked about earlier the money side of it, for example. So I was still getting paid from that work. So I get $3,000 a month or something like that. I would then go that. I then probably get $2,000 worth of fucking payday loans at, and then I'd borrow and fucking beg and steal off anyone I could. Yeah. So like even though I'd
feed your habit.
Yeah. Even though I've had all the intentions to give it back or do that, I might have just favour. Can you send me 50 quid? And you lie. But I'm not. I'm going like.
So it's for the diesel,
not even lying. Just that I need it for petrol, which I might have done.
Yeah.
But. I'm not going to use it for that because once it's going to my account, I'm going to go, I could get that and I'll somehow work it out. Don't work out because you're fucked and it's just... You
always found a way.
Yeah,
you always found a way to get what
trust.
you...
And this is why when you come into recovery, the biggest thing is when you're feeling fucked in the head, which you still feel, because I still get them days, you might get them days as well, Kev, we spoke about. Everyone gets problems in their heads, yeah? What for me now, my solution is go to meetings, speak to people, yeah? But if our head's fucked, I might go, I'm going to that meeting tonight, fuck that. But I would have gone fucking, I'll tell you an example, I drove to Stratford from Barking, pissed out my head, yeah? My mate was doing the fucking steering and I was doing the pedals. From Barking to Stratford, and that's how far, just to get a bit of fucking, of gear. So you do that, but you won't go half an hour to get a meeting. Because
and the penny still didn't drop you at that point?
Well, no, for me, it just carried on. It got to 34 I was, yeah? And I was fucked. My missus moved out. The kids, never physical, always mental. I don't know. I told you before what she said to me. It's funny. She told me before. The only way she knew I was alive was if I was online on WhatsApp. And when I heard that, I was like, "Fuck!" I didn't think this is after when it all come out. And obviously, I went into treatment and stuff. I was like, "Fuck!" I didn't think about that because what happens is you don't think about no one else. My mate Albert, he rang me. He come around, but it got really bad, and he drove 2 hours at night with Lawsy. Took days off work. If it come down the house, I wouldn't even let him in the house.
I spoke to. I think I
banging on the door, and I was
Lawsy,
going, "Fuck off! Come in this house, I'll kill you all." Yeah. I'd completely gone, mate. I was like standing around my boxers. I was just thingy, and you become like you just become a liar, selfish, and that you will do. You don't want people, then you want people. It's all about you. It becomes about you and no one else. No,
you only wanted people when you needed them.
Exactly.
You don't need them.
Because you become selfish. Without you knowing, I didn't think I was becoming selfish. I just thought I was what I was doing. And I said I love them. I love my mates, but I would choose that over them every fucking day of the week at that time. Saying that now is crazy, and people are gonna go fucking why? Because where I'm from. You don't fucking do that. You look after your family, yeah? We're all from similar backgrounds, like our parents or uncles or Mrs. Whatever it is, we're proper people. You look after your family. I couldn't, because I weren't fucking right. I was fucked. And it got to 34 and I was fucked. And I weren't just fucked to the point I was in, mate, don't know how much debt because I was born, but I didn't care. I wasn't bothered about that.
Was you still thinking about football at this time?
No. I got back
was gone.
I got back into. I finished football at 29, which is so young, yeah. And when I finished, I didn't kick a ball again. And people go, "You go back," and I was like, "No,
Apart
fuck
from
it."
Power League when I brought you.
Apart from Power League, was shambles, wasn't I? Yeah. I was terrible. And that happened. And then I actually been playing the last couple of years. It's all right, but I went into coaching a little bit. Didn't really work out, and I thought, "Fuck this shit." And I didn't really care. My heart wasn't in it like it used to be. I went full circle. I went half. I got all the way around to like here and I stopped again. I was supposed to go all the way around, but I couldn't. My whole thing, I still believe that I done football the wrong way around. You're supposed to, the dream is you start playing Sunday League and you become, what's it, Roy the Rovers type thing. You go through the leagues and you become this fucking superstar. Well, I was up there already and I went there quick.
Like a Mikel Antonio story.
But I went, from you know what I mean? It's gone from two in the Mitchell minute and come through. Well, I've done it the other way. I was at West Ham. And then fucking 6 weeks later, after I went on a mad one to fucking Malia, at 21 it was, by the way. So there's always that fuck off element in my head. So that this is 14 years later when this happened. That I thought I've gone from West Ham, a Premier League team, by the way. Like everyone says, I was a Premier League player, squad player, to playing in the Ryman League. Like that's about a 6 league drop. That doesn't happen, and that doesn't happen today very rarely. So it was happening, and then. Obviously, after care and all that's different now and all that stuff, but it's still not good enough, by the way. I can talk about that. It's fucking nowhere near good enough, and I've put my name forward loads for this. I'll talk about that in a bit. And it just went thing, and I could not stop, Kev. I was fucked. I was at it every day. I was getting money. I just kept getting money because I kept getting paid out, and then you get rejected for a few, and then I was twisting them up on the phone. I was going, no, because if you don't. I was forcing these professional people to give me money. You become unbelievable at it. And then it got to a point where everyone moved out, and then I started getting emotional, like crying a lot and being indoors a lot, and all the curtains were shut, and I'm shadow boxing, and I'm fucked, and I'm
depressed.
Proper, but,
yeah, you've gone into it.
But addiction.
Yeah.
People say the twitchy curtains. Yeah. I was standing. I'm going to stand up. Yeah. I might stand on the edge of the bed like this. Yeah. And stand at the door, I could be there for about an hour. Not move, just go like that.
On your own?
Yeah, no one's in the house, on my own. And waiting for someone to move, yeah? Because I was so paranoid, and just anything, any move, you're like, fuck it, everything's horrible. Because you become psychosis, they call it, where you just...
Drug-induced psychosis.
You're just in this house, and you haven't moved for 7 days. I've not moved this house. And I've just been using, drinking, passing out, getting up, doing it again.
Cabin fever, no
fresh air. I don't know if it's day, night. Fucking, I wasn't using like deodorant. I was getting the fucking duck. Remember duck? What you put in the bath? I was just putting it on. I was doing some mad shit.
Bleach.
Basically just oh, that smells alright. Like, nothing. It was mad. And then it got to that point where I then went. The work had finished because I got sacked. Basically, I tried to run the governor over in the van that I borrowed.
I remember that.
Drove straight at him because he caught me. He knew I'd been drinking the night before, and yeah, he clocked me basically. And I refused. Obviously, I didn't. Blah blah blah. But I'm at me nut, and I ran out the fucking warehouse, Dagenham it was, and got in a big white van, and tried to run him over. And he moved out of the way. And I went straight for the gates. And I'm laughing because it was.
Yeah, it's nerves.
It's near, and I drove back to Gemma's house, and the old Bill turned up, and he didn't press. He just wanted the van back, but obviously I was sacked. And then, but to be fair, he moved quick for an Irish lad. He moved quick, but he jumped out of the way, and that happened. And they took the van back, and then I was like, right. So I then went back because the job had finished. Went back to our family home, back where we live now, and it was a case of like she couldn't be near me, and she told my Albert and Lawsy like. That he's fucked, like this is the worst ever. He's gonna kill himself, basically, I think. And that's when Albert...
You was at a crossroad.
Yeah, Albert was at the stage where he said to me, Dal, he rang me and I don't know why I answered. I said, what do you want? I was so horrible to people. Like, what do you want? He said, Dal, I had a dream like you died last night. I've got to come and see you. I was like, I don't give a fuck, mate. I don't care. And they drove down still that night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours, fucking trying to get in the house, wouldn't let me in. They just drive home. And they come back the next night. Like, they got lives, they got families, they got thingies doing. And my missus took Jess away because she didn't know what I was going to do. I was kept disappearing, coming back. And I then just done the same thing down there. Locked myself away. But eventually, I don't know what it was, but they said to me, right, here's a phone. I let him in. That's what I let him in, Albert in, and he said to me, right, here's a phone. Because I didn't even have a phone, mate. I was meeting. I still to this day don't even know how I met people because I can't remember how I had a phone. I met I don't know. It's a mad story. I met someone randomly, but I think you should put yourself in weird positions. Weird stuff happens, and I think he gave me his phone. He went, right. They let me know. I said, Dale, look, I'm not going to do this. You've got to ring the PFA. I've found out about this number. Bring them up and they will help you. I said, no. Listen, if they want to help me, they've got to ring me, yeah. And he's like, no.
Your ego coming out.
Yeah, my ego, and also going, no, they've got to help me. Like, what are you talking about? And I don't want the help. Fuck them. I don't care. And he's like, no, please. And I don't know what it was. I was like, I'll fucking get the phone. I think it was just like to get rid of him because then I'd crack on again. That was what it was in my head, I think. I was like, yeah, hello, but I was so rude, mate. I was like, yeah, but if I like, right, it was a guy called Jeff Whitley who played for Man City in the 90s, I think, 2000. Before the money, he always tells me that. And I said to him, look, what do you want? He said, no, what do you want? And I said, who the fuck are you talking? I said, what do you want? Like, he said, look, we're this, blah, blah, blah. We work close with Sporting Chance. And I heard Sporting Chance before, but didn't really know what it was. And he said, like, blah, blah, it's to do with addiction. I said, well, addiction and alcoholism and addiction, basically, overall, mental health as well. And I was like, hold on.
It all comes under the same umbrella.
Yeah, it does. I said, hold on. I said, you can't even call me an alcoholic. So who are you talking to, yeah? I thought an alcoholic was a fucking alcoholic addict, whatever, was the brown paper bag on the bench guy, yeah?
Down and out on the bench.
I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I'm a geezer, look at me. Oh, by this way, I'm fat, I'm going bald, I'm wearing banged up clothes, I've got fuck all, I've got no money, I've got no family, I've got nothing. But I'm going, like this. Because you just, the realism's gone. There's no fucking, and I don't know if people understanding, realise.
Completely lost sense of reality.
You don't know what's, it's every minute. It's not with you every now and then, it's with you every minute. So I'm just constantly, it's a world of madness. And then I rang him, spoke to him, and then what happened was a miracle really, because I got put through to Sporting Chance, a guy called Barry Trott, I still speak to when I go back down there and stuff. And he said, right, you've got to check in every day. You have to ring me every day and we'll keep in touch with you and then we'll get you in the clinic as soon as possible because you are fucked. And that's what he said to me. Your assessment, you are fucked. But he don't care because it's up to you to call me. So I was like, okay. And I did. I called him every day. Check in. All right, yeah, I'm all right. You drinking? No. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
What was you low?
A couple of days I did, but it was less. But it was only because I ran out of money. It weren't like by choice really. And then they give me to speak to a therapist who I actually speak to. And that was once a week, but even then I was drinking then. And it got to like 4 weeks to go into the clinic because it was COVID and all that stuff. So it was a bit longer than normal. So the week before I did stop. I stopped completely. And I think probably money, probably that I wasn't at it as much, but still more than any human should be. I think I could even see I'm on my own here and I'm probably a little bit scared because what I didn't actually talk about earlier was when I was in Romford, this is bringing it back again, that I feel it's the right time to say it now, that I was ready then, but I wasn't before because I should have done this in Romford because I had a day or two where I stopped, but I was so mentally ill that the drugs and thingy were going to come down more than anything because I didn't have none. But I wanted to kill myself. I weren't talking now, I was action. So I had a knife in my hand and I kept I was holding it so hard and I just wanted to do it, yeah? But I kept saying, and I kept screaming at myself, going, you're bottling it, you fucking prick. Go on, do it. I was tempting myself to do it. And then I was got so angry I couldn't do it. I fell on the floor and then I pick it up, I wanted to do it so much. And then I ripped a suicide note out to my missus and a suicide note to my daughter. And it was clear as day and I've written both out. And I was just like, come on, just fucking do it. Because no one you're on your own anyway. Because I was, but you feel sorry for yourself as well. But I was because there's only so much you can do. But obviously they want me to get well.
What did you say in the notes?
The notes.
Can you remember it?
I can remember it still. Because the next day I was embarrassed. I put it in the bin. But there's basically with Gemma, it was like I fucked up here. I made a mistake. Lots of mistakes. You deserve better. Look after the girl, look after Jess because I'm a fucking scumbag basically. And then with Jess, I said, make sure you listen to mummy. And if you have any siblings, look after them. Daddy was a prick. And then that was it. And then it's still emotional now to be fair because it was crazy. And then that happened. And then, yeah, I just went there next day. I passed out. I think I passed out. And then, not passed out, but I think I just, like I'm now, I was just like, fuck, like what is going on? And I just threw it in the bin. The next morning, I passed out on the stairs or something because I don't know what day, night. I still want to come down. I've been using constantly for months. Like, your body gives up. I'm surprised I ain't dead anyway. And I think I got to that point where I passed out, got up, and I just looked at it and I thought, fuck you doing? Like, what are you doing? And then threw it in the bin. But that didn't stop me. That still took another 2 or 3 weeks to stop drinking and using because I found money again and win again. That should be what you call rock bottom. I'd say it was to a certain extent, but it wasn't enough. And that's fucking mad because even now I'm emotional talking about it. That's enough, geez. Like, that's to go, mate, like, you fucking, that's it. You're dead nearly. And I still needed that little bit, I wasn't ready, which is crazy. And then I went again and it got there in the end to say,
fair,
look,
that's what they say though, isn't it? It's like
you have to give in.
You have to be ready.
You have to surrender.
You've got to surrender yourself.
Like,
we've spoken about this as well.
Yeah.
We've spoke about the whole suicide thoughts and feelings and stuff like that because I myself have been there. But it's not about me, it's about you this time.
Well,
so,
it ain't, but we have spoken.
Were you planning it? Were you planning suicide, or is it literally like I've had enough, like my time's done?
I think that
because there's
day,
a difference between the two. There's a big difference.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree.
Yeah.
I think that day, I was trying to get drink and drugs. I was trying, and I ran out of options, and I was just like, and then go, I can't get that. They've left me. They don't care about me, even though they've done everything in their power. I pissed him off. He won't talk to me. I got no work. I got no money. Die. And that is as much. And by the way, I'm not saying this very loosely because I, in recovery, have had friends who I've become friends of 2 or 3 years. I spoke to them that night and they've gone to bed and then they killed themselves that night. So this ain't a fucking joke to me because I know people that have been on the phone to me who I thought I knew really well, and they were like, yeah, blah, 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 I've done a meeting today, blah, 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 and then at night fucking commit suicide. So I'm not saying this like just flippantly.
not blasé.
It's fucking crazy. Like, it's this addiction, if you don't get hold of it and if you don't control it in a way where you're doing the things you need to do, it will get you. It's always waiting. So when you've got that, it don't leave you. You need it. So yeah, that's what happened. And then through that, I finally surrendered as such after that.
What do you think like the first incident was that put you onto that path of like depression and addiction? Do you think there was like a pinnacle moment in your life? Do you think it was the shin pads? Do you think it was actually the phone call from West Ham? Do you think it was the realization of playing non-league? What do you think? Because what people don't understand is when you leave like a league club or a Prem, no one prepares you for non-league.
No.
It's like you've come from getting like your breakfasts,
get your ass wiped,
your towels and that. Yeah. So now you've got to wash your own kit. Like,
do you know what it comes down to?
You've got to work twice. Like, you've got to work. You're training twice a week, 2 evenings. Like, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're right.
What was like? How did that affect you? Do you think that was part of it? Like,
it's fucking good. I'll tell you why it's good, because all them things you said, it's all of it. It's not one specific, but it can't be one specific. It's all of it. It's all of it. And what happens is, what you touched on now, you get your ass wiped, but guess what it gives you? Football gave me structure. When I went into fucking treatment, I didn't know what it was, day, night, whatever. I was still, I'd had a week off drinking and thingy, but I still didn't know what was going on. I was fucked, mate. I was a fucking shivering wreck, and then I get angry, I was all over the gaff. And then when I went into the clinic, when I finally had a week of doing nothing, my mate stayed in the house for 2 days, because they were worried I was going to kill myself, looked after me like a baby, and then took me to the clinic kicking and screaming. I got there, I had clothes that I had to borrow, I had fucking sweets and drinks that they give me, like I was going to fucking a school trip, and realised I couldn't take them in, and I fucking went mad at them.
You took the Haribos, didn't it?
Yeah, I took my Haribos, I was fuming, geez. Like, took my sweeties, you fuckers, you took my sweeties, I'm going to go home. Right, take me home, boys.
It's a kid in you coming out.
They just fucked off and drove off. They were like, take this lunatic away from us. We've done our best.
Who called you when they released you from West Ham?
No one.
You didn't get a phone call?
Oh no, so I got a phone call. Sorry, I got one phone call.
Yeah, when they released you. Yeah, who was that person?
To this day, you couldn't give me enough money to tell you. It was just a lady who said, hi, this is, she might have said her name, I can't remember. Just to let you know, to confirm and inform you that your contract will not be renewed with West Ham United, blah, blah, blah. Went on a little bit. Thanks for your service, bye. And I was there 11 years, geez.
All right, so, and what was your first action after that phone call?
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I do know. You know. I fucking went on a rampage. I
know you went to Malia, but was that the first thing you done? Or
day later.
A day later, you went to Malia?
No one knew I went.
When did they pay you up?
I think I had about 30 grand spare, and that went. And I was 18. No, I was 22 in the end. But I took a couple of mates, for about 4. They went for a few weeks, and I stayed out there for about 6. And listen. Let me tell you, I want to make it clear. I had some fucking good times out there. The peds were good. Like Napa everyone was good. Like, but that is the first time I pressed the old fuck it button because I didn't care.
It doesn't last though.
No, it doesn't.
You press the self-destruct button.
That's a moment. That's a moment to say, look back on, and that's what happened. And when I went for so I would like to talk about the treatment side because that's the solution. Yeah, it's all well and good talking about the war stories. The solution is this.
Have you got a message for any young player?
Yeah.
Because obviously this is what the podcast is all about. This is about young players that have come through the system at West Ham, not quite made it.
Yeah.
Maybe gone on to go into the lower divisions, non-league, whatever. What is your message to the young players that have come through the system?
My message is to the fucking clubs, and I'll tell you why it's to the clubs first of all, because I have tried tirelessly to speak to fucking West Ham, to speak to Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker, all these people that are setting up these things that don't really understand because they made it, yeah? And I know what that process is about. They're literally talking about now, saying, this is what you got to do. No, this ain't what you got to do, because I've been through it. When you get released, you need guidance, you need money management, and you need to be constantly, structure's the biggest one. You need to be right, we're not going to do this, but the lead up to it, so before they get to that, we're having fucking 6 months of this might happen, so we're going to be ready. And then it's seamless. But they don't run that, they don't want to know. Because my story is a bit deep, apparently. I got told by the club that my story is too offensive in regard to the wording, the thingy, and I get it to a certain extent, but that's real life, mate. And that's the reality. This is the realism. There's fucking 0.001% people that make it, remember? I told you I was good. And that's the realism. But the clinic gave me structure, it gave me solution. I went through rehab, I got the recovery side of it right. I went through AA, you don't have to do that. But structure's the biggest one. I've done a bit of meditation, done all these things that I like, some things I don't. And I constantly left the clinic and kept doing it. And I kept doing it.
Meditation was a lifesaver for me.
Was it? I struggle with it, Kev, but it is a thing.
It was a lifesaver for me.
Yeah. But that's what it is. It's structure's the biggest one for me, and committing to something. Like, that's the first time I committed to something, because I was a mess for ages. And that's what you give me, and life's been fucking decent since then. And it's hard sometimes. But guess what? I ain't going to go out and go on a rampage and get pissed and used and stuff, because if I do that, it's done. Like, it's
You're
finished.
5 years clean.
5 years in August.
Yeah.
Mate. Well, if I go to 5 years, but in August, basically.
And that in itself, again, we've spoken about this in depth. You should be very, very proud, because you have had moments where you could have gone back to that dark place. You could have let yourself crumble. And go back
recently
to that dark
there's
place.
things, and that's the thing.
And you haven't done it.
No.
And it takes such a strong. If you can come back from being rock bottom, again, we've spoke about this so many times.
Yes, mate.
If you can come back from being rock bottom, you're one of the strongest people in the world. Honestly,
people don't understand. That's exactly it. Because I thought that was bollocks. I thought mental health was bollocks. I thought my whole thing was I'll grow up. When I was younger, I'll sort that. But I've been through it now, so I'm gonna say to my old self, "You're a dickhead," because I've seen it. I've been it. If you ask, I'll tell you what. You can ask people that are closest to me what it's like. He was there sometimes. It's fucking horrible, mate. Because you're helpless as well. So I was bad enough, but I can't imagine what it's like for the missus, the kid, the Jesse in it. So look, there's ways of doing it. There's good numbers out there. There's mind. If you're in the football, if you've been part of PFA, speak to Sporting Chance. There's fucking loads of good outlets out there. But you have to talk first of all, okay? The last thing I'm gonna leave is I've done a different podcast. I'm not gonna mention the name because we're the best now. Yeah, I've done another one. It's Christian Wheeler, Turn It Around the Corner, big up Christian, yeah? I went on there, and off the back of that, I had a professional footballer ring me up in the Premier League, and he asked for my number because he heard my story, and I got him, he was drinking a lot, his missus thanked me last week that he nearly committed suicide over it, and now he's getting treatment and getting counselling for the PFA because he opened his mouth. It's not because of me, because he opened his mouth. And that is the way forward, trust me, because I've seen it with my own eyes, I've seen both sides, so open your mouth, because there's a way out. And trust me, I'm fucking living proof of that.
And that is the message.
That's the message, mate.
And that is it. Thanks everyone for watching the Academy of Football podcast, episode 1. It has been emotional, hasn't it, boys?
Yeah, mate, definitely has.
And we'll see you again for episode 2.
Let's go.
Come on, your irons.